Alright, here we have the Vantrue Element 2 Wi-Fi dual dash cam. Got a front channel and a rear channel and a wireless activity button, and comes in a somewhat fancy box, a little safety seal here. I was also given the hardwire kit, which will let you keep your cigarette lighter free. Don't have to worry about it killing your battery. It's got under voltage protection. 11.6 seems a little bit low though. I'm not sure very many cars will actually start at 11.6 volts. And we also got a circular polarizer to fit the front camera and keep it from getting too much glare and reflections. So it fits multiple different cameras, because that is not the Element 2, or at least it doesn't look like it. Okay, just a simple snap-on lens. It's got some little grips on there so that you can actually turn the polarizer separate from the front. It looks like it just has a simple lip where it will snap into the camera. It's got some film that you would remove on both sides. For the hardwire kit, comes with a couple of fuse taps to fit several different types of fuse boxes. Basically, you'll remove a fuse from a circuit that's always live and plug this in. Put your original fuse back in here. So maybe, you know, power windows if you wanted to have it only on when the key's on, or dome light circuit if you wanted it to run parking mode, I should say. So you've got a couple different kinds of fuses here, including these recess type. You got your mini fuse, micro, sub-micro, and I'm not sure what this one is called, where the fuse has the blades just on the side edge. This is going to connect to a ground, just chassis ground anywhere in the body. And then whatever fuse adapter you use is just going to connect with this bullet connector here. You can snap this in. Looks like it has options to go between 12 volts and 11.6. I'm going to stay with 12. That's a lot safer than 11.6. It's still not ideal, but I would say 12.2 is my preference. And then on the other end, you've got USB-C output to the camera. And some instructions. We'll look at them later. Let's look at what you get in the camera. Tear and open your exclusive box. Well, it's already kind of torn. Okay. That's tight. Okay. Comes with, let's see, you've got your main camera, cigarette lighter, rear camera, and it's telling you don't plug the rear camera into the base. Okay. Got a user manual. Holy cow, that is a big user manual. Looks like it comes in a bunch of different languages. Wireless button here. You get your emergency button and a mute button, a microphone toggle, some 3M adhesive, and a little pull tab for the battery to activate it so it doesn't go dead sitting on the shelf. And it looks like you probably can just pop this whole back cover off. Yep. To change the battery, standard CR2032. Nothing fancy there. We'll go ahead and pull the tab so it will be active. Snap this back on. In the main unit, Vantrue Element, doesn't say Element 2. A protective cover on the lens, we'll take that later. On this side we've got a power and emergency button. microSD card slot. Across the bottom, got looks like a serial number etched in there. Some more vent holes, microphone hole. We got camera, up and down, and menu. Nothing on this side. And on the top it says rear or charge. And then of course the mount. On the back, just a flat screen. And looks like there's an LED in the corner there. This is Vantrue E2. We've got some wiring here. Okay, we've got a couple of adhesive mounts. Looks like it may be clear tape. That's nice. Got your mounting base. Again, 3M tape. Looks like clear adhesive because you can see screws through there. That's nice. It won't be as visible on the windshield. And it looks like it just slide in here. Kind of a nice solid click. Takes a bit of effort to snap it loose. USB-A to USB-C. Over comes a little trim tool with their logo on it. Help you pop pieces off the plastic or hide wires in the car. Output 5 volts at 2.4 amps. USB output 5 volts at 2.4 amps. This has got a separate USB so you can still charge your phone or whatever while you've got your dash cam in use. Nice long cable, and again USB-C with a right angle plug. Got some microfiber with a Vantrue logo stamped into it. It's like some static cling mounts in case you wanted to temporarily mount this in a car. You can attach this to the plastic and then peel it and attach it to your windshield temporarily, peel it back off. Good for use in, say, a rental car or something like that. And then, big warnings, German and English. Small rear camera, straight USB-C connectors on each end. Okay, a spare adhesive to go with the other spare here. And 5-meter CMOS sensor, f1.8 fixed lens, and this mount can go from almost 90 to, well, beyond 90 there, so very versatile in how it can be mounted. I will be attaching it about like that to the rear glass in my car. This is AV out, that's the USB-C, model number RC03. A Vantrue logo, probably an LED in there based on what I've seen from other cameras. Then we take our polarizer. Don't forget to pull off the protective film. Snap it in here. No, it doesn't screw in. It's going to be a pretty solid snap there. We can rotate this. And we'll have to do that in the car or while it's running to see where it actually needs to be adjusted. Now I'm going to leave this on so I don't get fingerprints all over it. Okay, so on the front I have the polarizing filter. It has a kind of a grip so you can turn it. But you'll notice in the picture there is quite a bit of glare coming from the right side of the dashboard. So I'm going to rotate this filter, and now the glare is gone. Let me turn it back the other way and watch the glare come back. And that's what that's for, is to stop reflections from your dashboard from interfering with the video, washing things out. And it gives you a much more clear picture. We will connect rear camera, take the lens projector off there. And for this test, I'm using a SanDisk high endurance 256 gig SD card. It is V30, class 10, or U3 I'll just pop that in. And connect this to the rear input. You see there's nothing there on the base to be blocked, so that's fine. Pretty stiff, but not too bad. Let's see how much angle adjustment we've got on this thing. That's pretty good. So if you had a near vertical windshield, you could still attach there. And if you wanted to attach it, I guess, to your roof or something, you could do that as well. Alright, so we got a regulator power supply we're going to run this off of. Kind of screwed the bullet connector down and the ring terminal for the ground. So we should go ahead and turn this on. And now we should have some voltage here. We'll go ahead and connect it proper to the mount. And connect our rear camera. And now we should get some power here. Hey, there's a green light. Vantrue logo on the screen. It is not touch screen. So we'll use the arrows across the bottom here. We've got OK for the camera button, left and right, and a back button. So you don't really have to look at the labels, you can just look at what's on the screen here. We'll just go through the languages. We have English, French, Spanish, German, Italian, Chinese, Russian, simplified Chinese, or is that Japanese, I'm sorry, and Polish. We'll stay with English. Okay, set a time zone, and I like year, month, day, so I'll pick that. And sure, we'll set the time, even though, again, I should set it from GPS. 60 Hertz frequency for the lights here in the United States. I'll choose miles an hour instead of kilometers per hour. And it will format this card. I'll say OK. It's always good to format the SD card in the camera. You get your best results that way. You know it's always set to the correct file system, whether that's FAT32, NTFS, NFS, anything else like that. Okay, we got a flashing green light. Again, a flashing red dot in the corner to help show you what's working or not. Whole slew of icons up at the top. Probably connecting to here, it shows GPS is trying to connect. I'm going to click this. Okay, took a picture and it locked the file. A big padlock icon in the middle of the screen there. And you can toggle the microphone. Goes to a big mute symbol. And there's a very small icon in the corner that tells with a line through the mic. Click it again to turn the mic back on. So, very simple system here. Doesn't need to be fancy. Takes another picture. Still says locked. So, it looks like it's recording at 1440p and 1440p and 30 frames per second. Press up. That switches to the rear view camera. Press the other arrow key. You can do picture in picture. We've got rear camera and front camera here. Or switch it to where it's front camera and rear camera. Or back to just front camera. Personally, I like the picture in picture so you know the rear is working. You can press the third button here to toggle the microphone. Fourth button. The menu setting cannot be executed in the recording. Please stop the recording first. Well, we'll probably hit the power button over here for that. Okay, that's an other lock instead of the wireless button. Please stop the recording first. How? Ah, first button will stop the recording. No more green light. So, record setup. Change your resolutions there. G-sensor, audio recording, exposure, status light, wide dynamic range, rotate display, rear mirror, change your number plate or your name or whatever you want, or a custom stamp, text stamp in the video, time lapse mode, parking mode, low light vision night mode, low light night vision parking mode on. GPS settings, and that's all. Voice control, lower, high, or standard sensitivity, because you can give voice commands to this camera. These are the commands you can give it. Take photo, video start, turn on audio, turn off audio, turn on screen, turn off screen, turn on or off Wi-Fi, lock the video, show front camera, show rear camera, show both cameras. So those are the voice commands you can give to this camera. You go into your files, so you can actually play what's been recorded, event videos where something got saved because you pushed the button, or G-sensor picked something up, normal videos, photos, all files. Let's just click that just to see. We'll hit OK, and there is some video from earlier. We'll hit play on it. It has an actual speaker so you can hear what happened in the car rather than just beeps and whatnot. You can delete the file if you'd like. Play it back at different speeds. So, very nice. A lot better than some other ones I've seen where you try and play on the camera. It doesn't work very well. Very simple system. Okay, and once you exit out, it immediately starts recording again. So there we are. Alright, let's see how the voice commands work. So we'll just boot it up. Let it load and everything. There we go, now I can see the screen. Alright, so you don't have to say anything like, you know, okay, Vantrue or anything like that. You just say the keyword, like lock the video. You don't have to train it for your voice or anything like that either. It just does it. So that's kind of nice. It makes a little sound, puts the padlock on the screen and lets you know that it's locked the video. Okay, so since one of the biggest selling points of this camera is the fact that it has an Android app, well, I've got an Android head unit and I've installed the Vantrue app right there. So it says, please turn on the Wi-Fi. So I will tell the camera, turn on the Wi-Fi. There it is, it's beeping, and yep, there's the Wi-Fi symbol on the screen. So we'll go next. Get started. Add device. Searching for the wireless. There's the E2 Vantrue. We'll connect. The password is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not like you need the password very much. Okay, connected, no internet, that's fine. We'll back out. Okay. It's showing live video from the front camera. It's showing that it's in 1440p plus 1440p at 30 frames per second. And we'll hit the gear up here in the corner. Sorry for the reflections. Very sunny today. So we can synchronize phone time. Should get it from GPS as well. You can change your resolution here. Resolution, loop recording, G-sensor, exposure. These are all the same things you can set on the camera itself, but in the app a little easier than dealing with those tiny buttons up there. Video indicator, that's the LED at the bottom of the camera. It is no longer flashing there in the bottom corner. But I like that, having that on, so that when the screen is off, I can tell that the camera is still working. And it's just a little green light. It's not a bad thing. Wide dynamic range is on, rotate display, rear mirror, all that fun stuff. I'm going to type in the number plate here rather than trying to type it on the camera itself, because that's rather tedious. And it doesn't seem to be working. Let's try this again. G, delete. I have to delete the spaces that were there apparently. Let's see how many characters you have. Looks like you have 9 characters to work with there. Oh, it tells you 8 of 9. Okay, so I've entered my number plate, as it says. I don't typically put my actual license plate number in the video. Set successfully. I guess I have to hit back. Okay. Parking, low light, night vision mode, that's on. Parking mode. Let's go into parking mode because it wasn't real clear. Okay, so we can choose one or more of these options for parking mode. I'm going to go with the low frame rate mode. That way it's always recording at 5 frames per second. And that way I don't have to rely on collision detection or anything like that. Apparently collision detection, motion detection can save your battery. The car battery lasts longer that way. Voice control, sensitivity basically. So it looks like we're all set there in settings. It's going to go back to a live preview. What is that? Oh, that's the brightness. You can just slide up or down to change your brightness. I'm going to leave that at full bright because it's very bright during the day here. It doesn't look like it's going to give me a live preview of the rear. Let me hit back. Album would presumably show files that have been, local download files can be viewed here. So once you download files from the camera, you can view them on your Android device. Same thing for event files, photos, about. There we go. You can change between light mode and dark mode. How the player works. You can clear the cache. You can set the read the terms of privacy. Click the camera itself. Reminds you to be within 2 meters of the camera. That's fine. We're much less than 1 meter away. And there we are. So there's no way to go to the rear camera, at least not on this particular device. Maybe on a phone with portrait mode it can. Yeah, there's nothing else that I can click. So let's go for a drive and get some test footage. Supposed to. into the sun. And there's an old Camaro in the turn lane.
Oh, I see it. It's red.
Uh-oh. It's red.
Yeah, it's red with white stripes.
And you say white and red?
White and red?
Yep. Good job.
And there's an old Camaro in the turn lane.
Oh, I see it. It's red.
Uh-oh. It's red.
Yeah, it's red with white stripes.
And you say white and red?
White and red?
Yep. Good job. And then we were on to the second question.
Let's see if the camera can make out the red lines on top of those cranes over there on the left. Let's see if the camera can make out the red lines on top of those cranes over there on the left.
I gotta tell Dylan that once he gets there. Or maybe some fourth graders.
Yeah, it's all good.
I gotta tell Dylan that once he gets there. Or maybe some fourth graders.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, let me watch for the dumpster in case I miss it somehow. Oh man. I hope they got a board under the kickstand on that thing. They must if it's still standing.
Yeah. The BB range was awesome.
Yeah? Kinda wish I could have seen it. Yeah, let me watch for the dumpster in case I miss it somehow. Oh man. I hope they got a board under the kickstand on that thing. They must if it's still standing.
Yeah. The BB range was awesome.
Yeah? Kinda wish I could have seen it. Let's talk about the pros and cons of the Vantrue Element 2 Dashcam. First, the pros. It's all black, a stealthy design, no unnecessary bling to draw attention to it, so it's not really a theft risk. It's easy to remove or install from the mount if you need to. It gives you good, clear 1440p video, front and back, day and night. And it's capable of 1944p front and back at 25 frames per second. It's got a wireless button so you can put anywhere you want, so you can easily lock a file without having to look for the dash cam anywhere. And it also uses voice commands, so you can really operate it completely hands-free. Don't even really need the button. It comes with an Android and an iOS app, so you can configure the camera settings or download videos and photos, so you don't have to potentially lose that microSD card somewhere in your car. But the app is not required for normal operation like some cameras, especially ones that don't have a screen. It uses supercapacitors instead of a LiPo battery, so it won't be damaged by hot or cold. You can use up to a 512 gig microSD card, so you've got several days of recording. And it has optional parking mode, whether time-lapse or motion detection, available with the optional hardwire kit. I don't really have much bad to say about this camera. I'm kind of nitpicking at this point. It has a somewhat long boot time of about 14 seconds, but when you've got it hardwired for parking mode, that's not an issue because it's pretty much always on. You accidentally stop the recording by pressing the bottom left button. It doesn't really give you any warning that it's not recording, except that the green light stops flashing. So that could potentially be a problem if you accidentally bump the camera and stop recording. You won't know that it's not recording, and it won't start again until you restart the camera. The front camera is a little bit bulky, but that's really a matter of opinion. And it would have been nice if the hardwire kit used a right-angle plug for the USB-C so that the wires would go straight up instead of off to the side. But again, that's purely cosmetic. With the Element 2, you're getting what seems to be a reliable, good quality dashcam with Wi-Fi and a handy wireless photo event button and a voice control from a well-known vendor who's been in the dashcam market for quite a while. The wireless button is definitely my favorite feature. With respectable day and night quality and optional parking mode, it checks all the important boxes for a dashcam. If you own a smartphone and you want a dashcam, yes, I definitely recommend the Vantrue Element 2.